Dude, I used to say this. When I was at Twitch, I met a guy named Brian Tran who worked at Riot at a Smash event, and we became fast friends. And we were hanging out, and I was like, bro, Twitch is just starting to grow. You're a recruiter. Leave Riot, dude. Riot's dead. Come to Twitch, baby. Come to Twitch. Twitch is about to blow up. You get to hire a bunch of people. It'll be a great opportunity to grow. It'll be sick. And so I recruited Brian. I recruited a recruiter, which is fucking gangster, okay? I recruited a recruiter from Riot to come to Twitch. And I got a bonus. I get a recruitment bonus. I got, it was pretty significant early days of Twitch. I think it was $5,000. I'm not even kidding. I think I got 5 racks just for recruiting Brian Tran. And the first thing I did was ask for more. I was like, okay, but he recruits people, so I should get a cut of every time he recruits somebody. Because they wouldn't have been recruited if I didn't bring him on board. Do you know what I'm saying? If I recruit a recruiter, I should get a little piece of everyone he gets. So, yeah, it was more of a joke. Although, I will say, because Brian Tran, the recruiter, was a good friend of mine, I would play this funny little joke where I would go to the HR recruiting side of the office and I would try to start a chant, fire Brian Tran, fire Brian Tran. And I would pound the desks. I would go from my desk to desk, boom, fire Brian Tran. I start to whisper and try to get it going. And then I tried to get shirts made that said fire Brian Tran. And I was trying to get Twitch to pay for them. And I spoke to the head of recruiting, head of HR, like the VP of recruiting. His name was Arthur. And he told me, I think those shirts are the funniest thing I've ever seen. If we make them and Brian ever does get fired, Twitch would be in a huge lawsuit. We cannot make these. We cannot make these. Absolutely not. And I was like, ugh, fine. Twitch, I mean, I will be honest. I ended up, leaving Twitch for obvious reasons that I didn't like the culture after Amazon takeover and everything. But the first 2 years of Twitch were some of the most fun years you could ever possibly imagine. Peak Silicon Valley, peak perks and bubble, peak growth era for streaming, peak Twitch good culture, hiring people that were awesome from their gaming communities. I was learning a ton. It was so fun. So fucking fun. Those 2 years were just a fucking absolute blast, and I don't regret them at all. And just every day, it was like a fucking TV show, dude. I feel like every day I was like living Silicon Valley. Something funny would happen, something interesting would happen. Somebody would have something new. I was traveling every weekend, and then you just get burnt out, and then things start changing, and yeah. And when I say peak Silicon Valley, I mean like it was the era where free money was just everywhere. Every startup was getting huge funding rounds. Every company was offering crazy perks to try and match Google. So like there would be like free lunches, free dinners, free drinks, foosball table, and a game room, and work trips to the, that was the whole thing. Were you also living in SF? Yes, I was. I was living in a Craigslist apartment that I found from a guy named JT who smoked an insane amount of weed every single day. And we shared a moldy apartment together. But I never, ever, ever went there, pretty much, except to sleep. I lived at the Twitch office. Probably paid $3 a month. I think my rent was rent controlled. I've mentioned this story, but this apartment was the only place near downtown SF that I could afford to live because it was split with JT and it was rent controlled. SF has pretty strict rent control laws, and it was owned by an extremely angry Russian guy named Vlad who had a gold chain and a wife beater shirt. He was very stereotypical, who literally wanted to burn the place down so he could sell it. So he could get us out of there and sell it. Orange, you Vlad, I didn't say banana. You are timed out. That's fucking...